Could an AEW champion be stripped of their title? And MJF takes shots at CM Punk after AEW Dynamite. But first, let's get to the quickfire headlines as Jake the Snake Roberts has confirmed his return to All Elite Wrestling. This after the wrestling legend was backstage at AEW Dynamite last night. He would take to Twitter to say, "Off oxygen for good, standing tall, doing great. At AEW again, sweet life I'm living." His return to the road follows a recent battle with COPD, which causes a low level of oxygen in your blood, something that he had announced in November 2020. Vice TV have announced a brand new documentary centered around the life of Vince McMahon, the former chairman of WWE. The show will be titled The 9 Lives of Vince McMahon and will drop on Tuesday, December 13th, 2022 at 9 p.m. Eastern. The documentary will run directly against NXT on the USA Network, their first show after the Deadline pay-per-view. The announcement follows the resignation and retirement of McMahon following a series of allegations of misconduct during his time at the head of WWE. Matt Cardona has recently been linked with a return to WWE, where he worked as Zack Ryder until his release in April 2020, with him addressing the rumors in an interview with WrestlingNews.co. Regarding the return, he would quote Justin Bieber to sum up the situation and said, "I'm the internet champion, of course I see what's being talked about. Let the people talk. I'm a former tag team champion, former intercontinental champion, former United States champion. I do have some unfinished business." To quote Justin Bieber, never say never. It's also worth noting that Dave Meltzer on Wrestling Observer Radio would say that Chelsea Green's move back to WWE is all but done, with her potentially set to be joined by her husband. The Wrestling Observer Daily Update has confirmed that Andrade El Idolo is currently suspended from All Elite Wrestling. This after he was pulled from an event in Cudahy, California due to a quote issue to attend. His suspension appears to be linked to the recent backstage altercation with Sammy Guevara at the October 5th taping of Dynamite. This after the two went back and forth on social media. Last night on AEW Dynamite, the first finalist was confirmed for the ongoing AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament, where the winner will earn a shot at the AEW World Champion at Winter is Coming on December 14th. Last night's semi-final would see Bandido take on the firm's Ethan Page, and it was Page who would advance, putting the former Ring of Honor World Champion away with the ego's edge. Page will now face the winner of the other semi-final, although one of the competitors in the match is still to be named. Lance Archer still needs to face Ricky Starks in the first round after that match was delayed from last week, with this now happening on Friday's Rampage. Tony Khan has also confirmed that the other semi-final between Brian Cage and the winner of Starks Archer will happen during the 0 hour of Full Gear, with the final now taking place next Wednesday on Dynamite. More title matches have been added to the AEW Full Gear pay-per-view, this after an in-ring brawl on Dynamite between AEW TNT champion Wardlow, ROH television champion Samoa Joe, and Powerhouse Hobbs, with the three men now set for a three-way match this Saturday. The Titans of AEW will battle it out for the TNT championship, although for now Joe's ROH TV title isn't on the line. And another title match would be added to the card after the Elite's AEW return would be confirmed, with them set to fight for the belt that they never lost. The Death Triangle will put their AEW Trios championships on the line against Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, who were stripped of the belts after the backstage altercation after the All Out pay-per-view. According to Fightful Select, the Bucks were actually backstage at Dynamite once again last night, as was Don Callis, although there's no word on if Omega was present at the show. A popular Ring of Honor star was offered an AEW contract last night following his involvement in the Trios title match, as AR Fox would team with Dante Martin and the returning Darius Martin in a failed attempt to win the belts. Fox would later appear in a backstage segment which saw him offered an AEW contract on behalf of Tony Khan, with him now seemingly the newest name to become All Elite, perhaps in preparation for the impending Ring of Honor television deal. Jake Paul would speak with DAZN this week, where he provided an update on his brother Logan, who was injured at the recent WWE Crown Jewel event in his match with Roman Reigns, and Jake would say, "He's doing better than expected. They thought it was an ACL injury, but it just turned out to be the MCL and meniscus, which is better. He's rehabbing it in LA and hoping for the best." Logan has recently called for a match with John Cena at WrestleMania, with him seemingly hopeful of a recovery by the time April comes around. Throughout the 8th season of The Masked Singer, a familiar voice has been hidden under the bride outfit, with wrestling fans sure that the mystery singer was in fact former WWE and AEW World Champion Chris Jericho. While suspicions were confirmed last night when he was eliminated from the show, and whilst the judges couldn't put a finger on his identity, the bride was revealed to be the current ROH World Champion, although his time on the show show now comes to an end. Last night, AEW would confirm that they will be heading to the UK in 2023, with a London show being announced on Dynamite last night. Whilst there is no official date or venue known just yet, there were recent leaks that could suggest that there will be 2 shows over the course of 1 week, Rampage and Dynamite, with one of those shows going down in Manchester. Again, this still hasn't been confirmed, but it is worth taking into account for those up north. According to the Wrestling Observer, WWE have made a contract offer to yet another released WWE superstar, with Bronson Reed now potentially set to be the latest signing of the Triple H era. Now going by the name of Jonah, he would join New Japan Pro Wrestling after his WWE release in August 2021, and is impressed with his performances, even scoring a win over former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion Kazuchika Okada in this year's G1 Climax. And next, could an AEW champion be stripped of their title? Toni Storm is the current interim AEW Women's World Champion, with the actual champion Thunder Rosa currently out due to injury. Ahead of her interim title defense this weekend at Full Gear against her former friend Jamie Hayter, Toni would speak to the Ringer and call for Rosa to come back to work, warning that she could be stripped of her title if the injury lingers for too long, and she would say, "Personally, I think she should just come to work and defend her championship like she's supposed to, like a champion should. But if the injury lingers too long, I believe she should probably be stripped. And then I should be the AEW Undisputed Women's World Champion like I was supposed to be at All Out. That's verbatim. I think she should defend her title. I think all champions should defend that championship. That doesn't just go for Thunder Rosa, that goes for everybody." According to reports, questions have been raised over the legitimacy of Thunder Rosa's injury within the locker room, with some believing that she was avoiding a loss to Toni Storm. This has been vehemently denied by Rosa in interviews, with her hopeful of a January return. Whether or not AEW will strip her of the title by then remains to be seen, although it has been over 3 months since her last defense, and it will be going on 5 months by the time January comes around. And next up, MJF has taken shots at CM Punk after AEW Dynamite. Last night on Dynamite, MJF would once again save Jon Moxley from an assault at the hands of the Firm, before the two went back and forth on the mic ahead of their world title match this Sunday. Wait, is the show Saturday or Sunday? After Dynamite went off the air, MJF would be joined in the ring by Tony Khan, with Max cutting a promo defending his boss, putting him over for his decision to create an alternative to WWE, and he would say, "A lot of bullshit has gone on, a lot of bullshit. We all know it. However, let me make something crystal clear. Me and Tony, we've been at odds once or twice. I'm not going to stand here and pretend that's not the case, but there's something I take issue with that I've been seeing lately. Everybody make noise if you're a fan of professional wrestling." Now, you guys think you're wrestling fans. Imagine for 1 second if you had the opportunity to bring your love of professional wrestling out to the world and create an alternative. Would you do it? This man right here busts his ass week in, week out to give not just you, but all the boys in the back an opportunity to show the world how much we love professional wrestling. Max would also praise Tony for allowing wrestlers to make more money through competition, whilst also avoiding a monopoly in the wrestling business. MJF would then take shots at CM Punk, his former rival, making reference to the post-All Out media scrum, with him saying, "This shit is not ballet. Every time we get in the ring, we are risking our lives. Do you people understand that? We don't take that lightly, and what I damn sure don't take lightly is somebody coming into my company and dropping their trousers and taking a dump. That shit ain't happening anymore, because this is the place, and the only reason why it's here is because of Tony Khan." Regarding the CM Punk stuff, it's important to note that Max does appear to be working here, with it being known that he was actually inside Punk's locker room after the scrum, right before the backstage fight with the Elite broke out, and it seems that they are actually real-life friends. Remember, the two men would close out the All Out pay-per-view with a stare-down, although as we know, the feud was cut short due to outside circumstances. But could this be a sign that it's set to be reignited? Whether or not the promo is setting up an eventual match with the absent straight-edge superstar does remain to be seen, although Max did make reference to Punk's pipe bomb promo during the show itself. CM Punk's AEW status is up in the air right now, but it seems AEW are starting to reference the controversial situation more and more, so make of that what you will. And before you go, make sure you check out the 12 most obscure WWE appearances from AEW wrestlers.